Now, this is a really important chapter. This is really the secret to getting stronger week after week, every single workout. And it's gonna be about the optimal training frequency. You see, when I was a teenager, I made insane strength and muscle growth, and I was training just 3 days per week. Now, as I got a little bit older, I started to read more about bodybuilding, and I started to do the 5 workouts a week, the 6 workouts a week. When I went to university, I was training I was training 5 days a week intensely. And what I noticed was that my strength levels were plateauing. I couldn't seem to get stronger. I get a little bit stronger because, I was eating a lot back then. I put on a little bit of fat. I got a little bit stronger, but I wasn't getting the crazy strength that I was experiencing before. And I started to do a lot of research, into recovery, muscle recovery, neural recovery. And I remember reading a lot about some of the older strength lifters, the guys that could lift crazy amounts of weight over their head, do crazy amounts of weighted dips and weighted chin-ups. And I found it fascinating. They would often just train 3 days per week. They would do 3 days of intense lifting. And I always wondered about that. I wondered, is there something magical to this 3 days per week? And I remember reading some more research and some more training books. And what I realized was that when you train really intensely, like this program, I'm gonna tell you something, it's intense. We're not working out for 2 hours, we're not working out every day, but the workouts are intense. When you push for personal records, when you push to add the rep or add the 5 pounds, it's very intense. And by intense, I mean, it requires a lot of central nervous system activation. So our central nervous system is the powerhouse. It's the powerhouse that recruits our muscles into action. So if you have a weak CNS, you might only be able to use 50% of your muscle from your biceps. And if you're only using 50% of your muscle from your biceps, you're not gonna be building a lot of strength and muscle. So what we need to do is we need to keep our central nervous system really fresh so we can get as much power as possible. Now, when you do an intense workout, it takes 48 hours for your central nervous system, your CNS, to fully recharge. So for me, if I was to do a huge leg workout today and then try and hit an incline bench press personal record tomorrow, there's no way I could do it. My CNS would not be fully recharged. So back when I was 20, 21 years old, I read all this stuff and I switched back to doing 3 days per week. And what I found was my strength was skyrocketing. I was coming in the gym. I was so fresh. I was hitting my personal records again. So before I plateaued at 2021, and then once I started taking the proper rest, my strength was going through the roof. I started to, I worked my way up to 100-pound dumbbell shoulder presses. I worked my way up to 250-pound incline press, which was huge for me. My strength just started going up like clockwork and my muscles got bigger. I got leaner and bigger and harder. And that's because I started taking the correct rest. So I get asked about this all the time. Gregory, is 3 days enough? Is 3 days enough? 3 days is perfect. 3 days is the absolute perfection. It's gonna allow you to make the fastest strength gains possible. And remember, your body is growing. It's growing when you're resting. It doesn't grow in the gym. Like we talked about before, when you're training, your body's getting weaker. From the very first rep to the last rep, you've gotten a hell of a lot weaker. So it's really important to give yourself the full rest period. So 3 days is absolute money. Hell, if you train once a week but you get stronger, you're gonna get bigger. But 3 days is the perfect balance of training volume and of recovery and of intensity. It's that perfect amount. Now, if you're taking steroids, if you're going and taking all these steroids, it's different. Then maybe 5 or 6 days per week might be best. But for naturals, it's 3 days. I've tested this with thousands of people. This works extremely well. And by focusing on really the key muscle groups, we only really need 3 days to get the maximum out of it. Now, the other thing about recovery is so people focus on muscle recovery, and your muscles can recover in 2 or 3 days. But again, like I said before, your central nervous system will take about 48 hours. But there's also the local neurons that fire the muscle take 4 or 5 days, 3 or 4 days to recover. So there's 3 different aspects to muscle recovery. You have your central nervous system, the powerhouse that fires each and every muscle in your body. Then you have the local neurons that fire that particular muscle group, and those take a long time. So in this program, primarily we're doing 2 workouts. Workout A is chest, shoulders, triceps, and perhaps some abs. Workout B is going to be your back, your biceps, and your legs. So this works perfectly because you're hitting your muscles every 4 to 5 days. And every 4 to 5 days allows your muscle the perfect amount of time to get stronger. So if you were to train, if you were to train your chest every other day or every third day, it would still be recovering. It'd be harder to get those personal records in. So by hitting it every fourth or fifth day, it's just finished that strength curve. So what happens is when you train a muscle properly, again, we'll use the chest for example. When you train the chest properly, the second day it's weaker. So the next day it's weaker. We'll call that day one. So the day after the workout, day one, it's weaker. Day two, it's weaker. Day three, it's back to normal, and day 4 and 5, it's stronger. So you want to hit the same muscle group on the 4th or 5th day, and that's how we're going to keep making personal records every single workout. So again, you hit your workout here, day 1 it's weaker, day 2 it's definitely weaker, day 3 it's back to normal, then boom, these 2 are the money days. And that on the program, we're going to be hitting your same muscle groups every 4th or 5th day, because we're going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, workout A, workout B, workout A. And then the next week's going to be workout B, workout A, workout B. And when I've made the best strength gains of my entire life, I followed this system. It works incredible. It works amazing. And it's super, super effective. Now, when you've built your strength for several years and you're lifting a crazy amount of weight, then this training style, the workout A, workout B, alternating, it can be too fast of strength gains. So that's why we switched to a 3-day split. But for right now, as you know the program, this is going to get you the fastest results in the next 6 to 12 months. And you know what? When we get you up to doing 100-pound weighted chin-ups, we get you up to doing 225, 250-pound incline press, and your strength has hit a really high margin, then we'll be getting in some more volume, doing the 3-day split, milking up more muscle growth. But for right now, we got to get your strength up really fast, build that Greek God physique, and this is the most effective way to do it.